NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has forcefully rejected growing calls for Europe to pursue defense independence from the United States, underlining that the Transatlantic alliance remains the cornerstone of European and global security. In an interview published on Thursday, Rutte pushed back against proposals from senior European politicians, including Manfred Weber, leader of the European People's Party, who suggested deploying European troops under an EU flag to help secure peace in Ukraine. Rutte made clear that while Europe must significantly increase its defense capabilities and take on greater responsibility, this effort must take place within NATO and in close partnership with Washington, not as a separate or competing structure. Rutte stressed that the United States remains fully invested in NATO, adding that the core expectation from Washington is for European allies to spend more on defense and contribute more militarily. He warned against framing the debate as Europe versus the US, noting that NATO is broader than the European Union and includes key non-EU allies. According to Rutte, the 23 EU countries that are members of NATO account for only around a quarter of the alliance's total economic output, reinforcing the need for unity across the entire transatlantic bloc. Highlighting shared strategic interests, the NATO chief pointed to the Arctic and the North Atlantic as critical regions where US and European security concerns are deeply intertwined. He warned of increasing Chinese and Russian activity in Arctic waters, arguing that only coordinated action by European and American NATO allies can ensure stability and deterrence in the region. Rutte also issued a stark warning that Russia could pose a direct threat to NATO as early as 2027, based on intelligence assessments, while reaffirming that Article 5 remains the alliance's strongest deterrent, guaranteeing that an attack on one member would be met with a collective response. Rutte emphasized that maintaining strong support for Ukraine and accelerating defense spending across the alliance are essential to preventing future aggression. He argued that a credible, well-resourced NATO would ensure that Russian President Vladimir Putin never tests the alliance's resolve. In this context, Rutte praised Germany for its commitment to raise defense spending to 3.5% of GDP by 2029, well ahead of NATO's 2035 target, calling Berlin's approach very impressive and describing Germany as leading the way among European allies in strengthening the alliance's military readiness.